सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। Okay. Then from 15. Yeah, if you can unmute yourself. Hemalataj. बहिरन्तश्च भूतानाम्
बहिरन्तश्च भूतानाम्
अचरं चरमेव च
अचरं चरमेव च
सूक्ष्मत्वात् तदविज्ञेयम्
सूक्ष्मत्वात् तदविज्ञेयम्
दूरस्थं चान्तिके च तत्
दूरस्थं चान्तिके च तत्
अविभक्तं च भूतेषु
अविभक्तं च भूतेषु
विभक्तमिव च स्थितम्
विभक्तमिव च स्थितम्
भूतभर्तृ च तज्ज्ञेयम्
भूतभर्तृत च तत् ज्ञेयम्
ग्रसिष्णुप्रभविष्णु च
ग्रसिष्णुं प्रभविष्णु च
ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः
ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः
तमसः परमुच्यते
तमसः परमुच्यते
ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं
ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यम्
हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम्
हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम्
इति क्षेत्रं तथा ज्ञानम्
इति क्षेत्रं तथा ज्ञानम्
ज्ञेयं चोक्तं समासतः
ज्ञेयं चोक्तं समासतः
मद्भक्त एतद्विज्ञाय
मद्भक्त एतद्विज्ञाय
मद्भावायोपपद्यते
मद्भावायोपपद्यते
प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव
प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव
विध्यनादि उभावपि
विद्यनादि उभावपि
विकारांश्च गुणांश्चैव
विकारांश्च गुणांश्चैव
विद्धि प्रकृतिसम्भवान्।
विद्धि प्रकृतिसम्भवान्। धन्यवाद।
So we were looking at this shloka number 19. which begins the Bhagavan Krishna's explanation of the two words that Arjuna used, Prakriti and Purusha. Okay. So, Prakritim Purushan Chaiva Vidhi Anadi Ubhau Api. We saw that last time. Both are Anadi. So, the common feature of Prakriti and Purusha, he explained or he mentioned. He leaves the explanation to teachers, so he doesn't say much. Anadi. So, look at this. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Vikaranscha gunanschaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan. What is the meaning of this? Vikaras, changes, and attributes. Guna, here attributes. The whole world is nothing but our Shastram defines it as that which is changing. That which is changing is the universe. That is the definition of the universe. Everything that changes. And why our Shastram should define it like that? Because anything that is changing is not you. You have to come to know that. Correct? You see, our definition should lead us to something that's beneficial to us eventually. Somebody posted 2-3 days ago in our group. Sa vidya ya vimuchyate, right? Sa vidya ya vimuchyate. Means what? That is called knowledge which frees oneself. That's what he said there in that shloka. Shloka is bigger. Tat karma yanna bandheta. Hey, that karma, you can only call that something as karma if it doesn't bind you. It's going to be hard to find karma that doesn't bind you. And the only way to prevent karma from binding me is to have the buddhi of karma yoga buddhi. Karma yoga buddhi is the shield. I was watching a video 3-4 days ago about this Narendra Modi's security. His car, what kind of car he travels and what kind of sick people, that special group and all. Some SPG, special protection group, all these things, what kind of training they undergo, all that I was watching. So, I don't know if you've seen it. He's going in a car slowly, let's say, and then there are some security people, all this black in the black suit, right? They carry a like suitcase like thing. Have you seen that? An attache like thing they carry. And why should they be carrying or carrying some cash or what, or some passport, there's somebody might check, no, Modi's, show me your passport or something like that. Show me your Aadhaar card. No, it's not like that. It is a shield. It's a bulletproof shield. So it can take all this, people shooting and all, no? Immediately they will just open it up. It will become like a canopy. They'll just, all the people come up and no bullet can penetrate it. That's what that is. So anyway, for us, the shield is karma yoga. Correct? Karma yoga is that kind of shield. Only then tat karma na bandheta. I don't know. See, you've all been posting a lot of stuff, but I also watch some of these things. I also watch, but something like that comes up, I look at it. Is this a Bhagavad Gita shloka or where is it coming from? I've also seen it. Sa vidya ya vimuchyate. That is knowledge which frees you. What about everything else? We've been studying so many things. Are you telling she is not Saraswati or what? No, that is also there. There's Aparavidya and Paravidya. Two things are there, right? That's why Yama told all those. And there, the next line of the shloka, what does it say? Look, Anya Vidya means other than that Vidya that frees you. Anya Vidya, Shilpa Naipunam. Go back, look at that WhatsApp message. Shilpa Naipunam. It seems you can learn anything you want, but you will become qualified, you'll be more skillful. Shilpa. More skills you can gain. Naipunam. You can be an expert in that also. Nothing wrong with that. That's all. But it won't free you. That's the mean. It won't free you. It won't free you. So that's how the Shastra defines the world as vikaranscha, gunanscha. The vikara. Why it is like that means, yeah, that's how it is. Tasmad va tasmad atmana akasha sambhutaha. So from Atma, all these things have come about. Panchabhuta, Panchabhutani, Atma, Akasha, Vayu, etc. So initially Panchabhutani, then it transforms. Panchabhutani not visible, they're all subtle. Then it becomes the body, mind, etc. It becomes sense organs, samashti, vyashti, and then subtle to gross. So that panchikaranam, all that we saw in Tattva becomes gross. So the gross world, the universe, whatever is visible to us, it becomes visible. All the sense organs begin operating. And so they are all the vikaras. Vikaras means change, constantly change. And Panchabhautikam, the whole world is Panchabhautikam. Body also is Panchabhautikam. According to this model, you can have your own model. Chemical model can be there. Whole universe is made up of 100 and something, 30 elements or whatever it is today. Like that, you can say that's your model. That's perfect. But then whether it explains everything or not, I don't know. How the sense organs function and how did the subtle become gross, etc. Whether the chemical model is sufficient to explain, that you have to ask chemists. Okay, they will also say it explains so much, but there are still certain things we can't explain. Physicists might say that, but our model, it covers the entire bandwidth from from nirgunam to sukshma sagunam to sthula sagunam. Correct? Everything it has to explain. And so, body also change, constant change. Prove to me the body changes and all, we don't need to ask, I think, right? So, already, you know, child grows, constantly changing. Panchabhautikam, we know. So, solids are there, minerals are there, liquids are there, gases are there. So all these things, space, bodies has occupied space. So Akasha, all the gunas are all there. So vikaranscha, gunanscha can be seen in the body also. And body is subject to modification. Okay. So subject to modification. You sit for a meditation class and then you go to sleep. So already modification is going on. Then you wake up. That's a meditation class was very refreshing. And then the teacher thinks somehow magic teacher has done. Teacher has done no magic. You just made the guy relax. The guy goes off like this. That's all. Oh, no magic. But it's magic for that person. So constant modification is happening. So have raw food goes inside. Cooked food goes inside. Just mass sitting in the stomach. And then lunch is over. Then you do lot of things you do, and suddenly you want to have dinner also. But you had food just some time ago, no? What happened to that food? Oh, that was long ago. That was long ago. I didn't even have snacks today. Okay. So something constantly body is processing it, energy, body needs. And so even thinking. So they say, you have not done any work, why are you hungry? Well, even the mind, working of the mind, it seems it needs some energy. And so Even people who are sitting all day, they also feel hungry. And so it's constant. It's constant. And in America, I used to find this very strange thing. It's this obsession to reduce weight. So you have to reduce weight. Then suddenly the guy will go to the gym and then work out, work out, work out, work out. And 3 months, 4 months, I've reduced so many pounds, let's say 10 pounds or something. And then he comes back. December he comes back. Then he said, "What happened, Joe? What happened to you?" No, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. They have something called Thanksgiving. Only 45 million turkeys are killed during that time. Don't just a few birds only are killed. Only 45 million turkeys are killed. It's massive. Massive means it's the no holes barred. Just eat, 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 eat. Three full, four full meals a day, whatever. And say it's Thanksgiving. What? That's it. So vikara. See, look at that. Vikara, constant vikara. There is even our body. So our body itself is a reflection of the entire universe. And mind, is it constant or changing? Well, mind is constantly changing. Minute by minute, second by second, it is changing sometimes. Okay. And sometimes I'm smiling, sometimes I'm sleeping, and constant emotions are constantly changing. Then you look out and say, "Oh, it's cloudy. Oh, no. Is it going to rain? Oh, what happens to our plans? Oh, God." So mind is just one look like this over. Mind is just completely changed. Completely changed. Then you tell them, "Wait a minute, you are sad that it's going to rain, but there's so many people are praying for rain also." You guys put God in a very tough position, I tell you. I thank God we are not God. No? And one half people are pulling him this side, the other half is pulling him that side. Poor God. And so, mind also is constantly changing. Morning sattvic. That's why our parents used to say, "Get up in the morning and study." Very interesting it was. Morning, mind is just sattva guna is there. And then something wants to learn something new, study something. All that morning time. Meditate, morning time. But yeah, the body, that alert mind can do these things any time of the day. But left alone to the sattvic nature in the morning, then Rajas picks up. And by the time night time comes, say enough, that's it. Let's turn off the lights. Tamas takes over at that. So mind is also constantly changing. And this body, mind also product of Prakriti. Achetanam world, Chetanam body, both product of Prakriti. Body is Chetanam because it has the capacity to reflect that Chaitanya, that consciousness which I am, is reflected in the body. That's why somebody touches the body. Yes, all they have to do like this. That's it. That's it. Immediately, somebody's calling you. Somebody's just do like, because that the body is able to sense out. And so that Chaitanya Tattvam comes from Purusha. But the body, the changing body, comes from Prakriti. Prakriti Sambhavan, right? That's what he says here. Yeah. Prakriti Sambhavan means what? It is born of Prakriti. Okay, born of Prakriti. Okay. And then Gunans Chaiva. Guna. It follows actually. Actually, if you say Vikara, Vikara itself means what? Change of the guna is what is vikara, really speaking. Guna means attribute. When attributes change, height, weight, complexion, age, looks. So like this, everything is there. Okay. Quantity of hair. also you should add to the list. Because quantity of hair is increasing or decreasing, if you say. Sometimes it seems to increase, sometimes it seems to decrease also. Until others don't need a mirror. The head can be used as a mirror. And so quantity also changes, color also changes. Everything is constantly changing. And that's why this this industry, this cosmetic industry, it thrives on our obsession with the body, right? Looks and all that. So much obsession is there. So if at all you want to study Vedanta, at least some basics of Vedanta, we should talk to those people. Those people know, they know that we are hooked. Whatever we do, you make them feel as though this look is so important, and then you got them. I used to wonder all this theme parks and all are there. Theme parks. Why should a theme park run? Purely because this bhokta, this guy, they know very well. This human being is a bhokta. Upanishad is saying is a bhokta, but without studying Upanishad itself, they know all these things. I am very impressed by these people. We are all sitting and doing Sanskrit, Sandhi, and all we are saying, and then bhokta, karta, trich pratyaya, and all we are talking. These guys know everything. Essence, they know. And so bhokta, very interesting. So that bhoktritvam is there. And so that is one of the main gunas actually. Guna is there means bhoktritvam fundamentally. Human being is a bhokta. And so not only vikaranscha, gunanscha, all composition, things, things are constantly changing. Metal is rusting, composition is changing. Once what happened, I went to a conference, just in Delhi, some last year, I think, Delhi or something like that. I took a small suitcase, which has been there with me for a long time, actually. For 10 years or something, I've had it, 10, 15, for 10 years maybe. So the same suitcase, small suitcase that I used to take, in my travels in the US, the same thing I took there. And then I opened the suitcase in the hotel, and the whole suitcase is all clothes are all black, fine powder, all white. My shirts, vesti, everything is white, okay, and it's all black now. I said, what is going on here? Like somebody painted everything black, and we little figure out that all this lining that is there inside the suitcase, there is some lining, okay. They put some, it's neither plastic nor paper, it looks like paper, it's not cloth, it's all some funny stuff. That thing is just falling apart. It's just in the plane due to all the shaking. I think it's too old. Suitcase looks new, but inside it's all vikara, complete vikara. It's all gone. No animal, no beat bugs and all. No bugs, nothing. That thing has just fallen apart. Then I tried to pull it out. It just comes out like that. And I spent a whole hour just to make sure I have some this thing to wear. Everything is black. It's a conference. I think that conference only it was. Anyway, it's all pure vikara. So it was just Bhagavan's kataksham that the white clothes, I could some shake off all those black particles. Really. So, vikaranscha, gunanscha eva. And 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 then also gunaha. Look at the gunaha. How did these objects get all these qualities like color and density and shape, etc., etc.? It all comes from the source, right? Source means what? Pot. Pot is made of clay. All the properties of the pot come from clay. That much we know, right? The clay is the one that gave all the properties to the pot. Okay. And so likewise, and if clay is not a good example, you can replace the example with gold. Gold is everybody appreciates gold. So gold. Ornament, properties of the ornament all belong to gold. So Karana Gunaha, that properties of the Karana will end up in the properties of the object of which is made of the Karana. Oh, that's a rule. That's a rule, obviously. And so this Karana Gunaha, Karye Anuvartante, like that Shakracharya says in two or three places. Okay? And so okay, then who created this Karana? That is Prakriti. If you keep taking it all the way, it's Prakriti. Prakriti Gunaha Karye Anuvartate. All these Gunaha belong to Prakriti Maya. That is why Trigunatmika Maya. Maya is defined as Trigunatmika. Atma is not Trigunatmika. Maya is Trigunatmika. Prakriti. That is how we look at it. Therefore, all this modification, therefore, the world is called what? World is called Prapancha. What is this Prapancha? It's you don't have to guess too much. Pancha comes from Panchabhuta. Prapancha. The world also is just a modification of all these five elements. Whichever way you look at it, it's all fivefold. Panchabhutikam. Panchabhuta to Panchabhutikam. Therefore, world itself is called Prapancha. So beautiful it is. And world is also called, they have another beautiful word. It's called Jagat. Jagat. I've explained this to you before. Jayate gachati iti jagat. That which is born and that which gachati means changes, moves. Literal meaning moves means what? Changes. That which is born and moves, changes is called the world. Jagat. Look at that. Word itself has so much of philosophy and knowledge in it. That word, one word, Jagat, Prapancha, and all these things. So gunas means what? Either it can say Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, okay, um, Rupa, all these things are there. There can be gunas, or you can say Sattva, Rajas, Tama. That also is a guna. All good. Any which way you look at it, any way of categorizing it. A Raga, Dvesho, Vyavastito, that's what he said earlier. Indriyasya, Indriyasyarthe, Raga, Dvesho, Vyavastito. So you can say there are two gunas in every object. What are the two gunas? Raga and Dvesh. That's a model. That's okay model. Because finally it all boils down to that. I have Raga Dvesha and I become a victim of that Raga. The gunas made me have Raga to something. The gunas made me have Dvesha to something else. Therefore, either way you can look at it. Anyway. So all these are different ways of saying guna. So vikaranscha gunanschaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan. Vidhi, may you know, hey Arjuna, that all these vikaras and gunas, modifications and attributes are a product of Prakriti. Prakriti, like that he said. And about Purusha is going to say in the next shloka. Okay. So let's translate the shloka here. May you know that. May you know that both Prakriti and Purusha are indeed beginningless. Both Prakriti and Purusha are indeed beginningless. Full stop. May you also know that the modifications and the qualities, may you also know that the modifications and the qualities are indeed born of Prakriti. So during Navaratri, we should have that prayer. Hey Prakriti, I'm studying Bhagavad Gita now. May you help me. May you take me all the way. May you reveal to me the game that you are playing. May you tell me your true nature. I'm figuring out, okay? I'm figuring it out. But I want your blessings. I want your blessings. So I can figure it out completely. So, Prakriti. And I think in class also, in the group, Swapna had said that ninth chapter, Prakriti comes so many times, right? 3 or 4 or 5 times. The topic was very much introduced. And also in the seventh chapter, Para and Apara Prakriti was. So it's not new to us. Okay. Now let's look at the next shloka. Okay. Shloka number 20. कार्यकरणकर्तृत्वे
कार्यकारणकर्तृत्वे
हेतुः प्रकृतिरुच्यते
हेतुः प्रकृतिरुच्यते
पुरुषः सुखदुःखानां
पुरुषः सुखदुःखानां
भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते
भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते
कार्यकारणकर्तृत्वे
कार्यकारणकर्तृत्वे
हेतुः प्रकृतिरुच्यते
हेतुः प्रकृतिरुच्यते
पुरुषः सुखदुःखानां
पुरुषः सुखदुःखानां
भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते
भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते.
Jaykumarji, is that Karya Karana or Karya Karana?
Yeah, it is Karana, it is written in some
So,
books.
So, this is therefore there are two readings. Two readings. Karana Kartrutva is one reading. Karana Kartrutva is the second reading. Both can be explained. Okay.
What is the difference? Karan and Karan.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about now.
Karana
So-
is instruments, no? Karana is the cause.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to explain the shloka. Generally, I explain the shloka, and then only that's been my approach. We don't simply just translate and move on. Okay? So we have to spend some time and see. Now you can understand. Once you understand some of these seem so dry. Karana, karana, kartutve, prakritihi, purusha. What is this? But that's how it is. I am the whole. I am free. Somebody has to explain. Oh, I don't feel I'm free. I don't feel I'm free. I'm bound. I'm going to hell. Somebody says, what do you do? Can you tell that person you're free? You can't tell. So now the journey is huge. It's a huge journey to take the person from I'm bound to I'm free. And it's a huge responsibility for the Shastra. And so now that you understand Karana, Karana and all, you can now explain, of course. Puniji is saying, all of you know what Karana is, what Karana is. So there is, but Pavan of Punyena Shravanam Kuryat. And so it's very interesting, right? See, this Bhagavatam, in the end, Krishna talks Vedanta. After all the stories are all over, Krishna is talking Vedanta. And all these Bhagavata people don't talk. They skip that chapter. Yeah, you should talk to them. You should say, wait a minute, I've been waiting for Vedanta. What is this? You're skipping this very important chapter. All this story is good. I've been listening to it for the last 30, 40 years. I thought at least you, after I'm now 60, 70, and now you're teaching me the same thing, telling me the same. This I already know. I've been patiently waiting. Saptah, Bhagavat Saptah. Been waiting for 6 days. At least seventh day, I thought you would teach. No, there, nobody. Seventh day, if he teaches, all people will live without giving dakshina, they will leave. So he will not talk Vedanta because he needs all the people at the last day. So that's how it is, I think. That's how it is. This is Bhagavan's game. I don't know what game it is. So, Karya Karana Kartrutve, Karya Karana Kartrutve, Hetuhu Prakriti Ruchyate. So here, the almost the same as the previous shloka, right? And the Hetuhu. Hetu means the cause of Karya, Karana, Karana, okay, is all what? Is all Prakriti. That's what he's saying here. It's almost the same as the previous shloka. Vikaranscha gunanschaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan. Right? So similar. Karya. Karya. If you say Karya is body, because Krishna said Kshetram is body, even though Kshetram is universe, Jagat is Kshetram, right? But he didn't say Kshetram is Jagat. He said Kshetram is Shariram. Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram ityadhiyate. He skipped the whole world and just said this is Kshetram. That's okay, we understand that. Because I already know that whole world is Kshetram. But this is where my problem is. Therefore, he said this. Therefore, here, if you take that approach, Karya is body, because it's an effect, Karya is the body. Karyam is body. Any object is Karyam. Karyam is body. If you take it that way, then you will have Karanam. Karanam. Karya is Thulam. Karanam is Sukshmam. Antakaranam. And Indriyani are all Karanani. Okay. Karya Karana Kartrutve. Kartrutve means what? In the creation, in the production of this body and the senses. Okay. Karya Karana Kartrutve. Prakritihi Hetuhu Uchyate. Prakriti is the cause of this body, mind, sense complex. Okay. That is one meaning. Now, if you say Karyam is the entire world of objects, okay, or Karyam is the Panchabhautikam, the world of objects, which is all transformed. Transformed from what? Well, it all transformed from Panchabhutani. Okay. The Panchabhutani, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi. And so, Akasha, Vayu, etc. are called Karanam. And Karyam is the effect, which is the world. And so, then who created this five Panchabhutas? Prakritihi Hetuhu Uchyate. For this Karyam and Karanam. Cause effect also. And look at it other way. Cause effect, the whole world is nothing but the play of cause and effect. And that is why science loves it. Science is the study of cause and effect. That's all science is. Correct? Cause effect. If you do this, then this will happen. If you have a fever, that means you have an infection. Something is some imbalance is there. There's a bacterial infection or a viral infection. Only then you can have a fever like this, 102 degrees. Nothing else can explain it. Something like that, hypothesis. There's a lot of cause in it. So, Karya Karana Kartrutve. In this interplay of Karana Karya, the whole world constantly changing. Something causes this to happen. Something causes this to happen. Then this causes something else to happen. That causes something else to happen. That's it. The entire universe is operating. And and we say that those laws which make all this happen, that law is Ishvara for us, correct? That I think that we've seen that. That law is Ishvara. That order is Ishvara for us. That order. Therefore, Ishvara is pratyaksham for us. Pratyaksham. You see a bird fly, you can say, okay, Ishvara, I see Ishvara there. Ishvara at work. Bird doesn't know all that. But I see Ishvara. I have an opportunity to appreciate Ishvara. That law is Ishvara. And the bird, which is a karyam, also is Ishvara. Because the karyam is not separate from karanam. And so, karya karana kartritve prakritihi uchyate, because vikaranscha gunanscha. Okay. Atma is nirgunam. So you put prakriti along with all the gunans chaiva, vikarans chaiva. Leave Atma aside for now. Okay, leave Atma aside. Prakriti is the one causing all these things. Prakritihi hetuhu uchyate. But now this is confusing because Prakriti, you were talking about Prakriti, but then what is the role of Purusha? The role of Purusha in all these things? Just delegated everything to somebody else, like people do. So here he's giving an interesting meaning to Purusha. Purusha sukha dukkhanam bhoktritve heturuchyate. There he is using the word kartritve. Here he is using the word bhoktritve. Subtle, very subtle differences are being made here. Let's see what that is. Kartrutva. So Kartrutva there means creation. The world is created, but then this human being is there experiencing the whole world. All the changes. Who? There must be somebody who should be there to say, yeah, there is things that are changing. Yeah, morning, evening, night. It's night now. Somebody must be there to say all these things. Yeah. Birthday, yeah, one year older now. And so we have a birthday coming up. Change is happening constantly. Constant change. You gotta get ready. Final exams are coming. You gotta apply. Colleges, graduation, look for a job. Change, constant change. Constantly. And then, of course, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, all these things are there. Sukha dukkhana, very important for a conscious being. Sukha dukkha exists only for a conscious being. So he's taking you away from kartrutvam, creation objects, to bhoktritvam. And he's connecting Purusha to that bhoktritvam somehow. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. So the world is full of objects, whether it is small, minute, or whether it is big, huge. It's all full of objects. The atoms don't seem to be worried about anything. They seem to be going round and round and round. Electrons are going around, protons, neutrons, they do something. Okay, everybody seems to be fine. Galaxies, they are operating massive. These are all massive sizes. Minute size, then massive. Retina is 1 millimeter. Eyeball 1 centimeter. Human body maybe a meter, 2 meters. House maybe 10 meters. Road 100 meters. Goes on and on like this, kilometers. Sun, too much. Wait a minute. It's a huge jump. Earth is what? So many. Diameter of Earth is 5,000 meters or something? 10,000 meters or something like that. No, not 10,000 meters, kilometers or miles, something like that. Okay. Some diameter. Then sun. How far is the sun from here? 93 million miles or something like that. 93 million miles, too huge. That itself is a huge jump. Million miles and all we can't imagine. So and when you can't imagine miles, distance, or you know what you do? The mind, human mind immediately uses time for time. The unit of distance becomes time. Correct? How far is Chennai from Coimbatore? 8 hours. 8 hours? Wait, in science I studied that hour is unit of time. I said how far? Don't you know? Don't you know English? Should I translate? How far means distance kya hai, not time. No, whatever distance you can cover in 8 hours in a car, that is the distance, okay? Oh, so suddenly it all becomes distance. And so you use distance for, units of time for distance. Then the sun and all becomes a bit of a problem. You can't say hours and all. You have to use the word. They say it takes about 8 minutes or 8.5 minutes for the light to reach from sun to here. Light speed is huge, right? On some 1.86, 186,000 miles per second. 186,000 miles per second, which means imagine how many times this light will revolve around the earth in just 1 second. So that speed may the light rays reaching, and if you go in that speed, it takes 8 minutes. That's how long, how far away the sun is. Then what? Then that is just sun. We are still in our planet, okay? We have still not gone away. And then next you keep going like that. And then they say the nearest big sun is Alpha Centauri and this and that. They have all these words. And that's now it becomes light years. Light year means what? 8 minutes is all it takes for the light to travel. But suppose you allow the light to travel for 1 year. 1 year. That distance is called light year. Light year. Very interesting it is. Very, very interesting. Distance becomes time. And the light year. Then you've got thousands of light years, this, that, etc. And then cosmic web. Cosmic web, that's how far it goes. 1 billion light years or something like that. And so this is how massive it is. But then who says it is massive? This conscious being that is there. Prakriti is so huge. Okay. And we talk about 14 lokas also. Within this universe, there has to be 14 lokas. Okay. And that's our model, right? Our model. Their model is cosmic web. And then going further down to the micro, it's all atom and then nucleus, DNA, and then further down, and then neutrons, photons, etc. Quark, up quark, down quark, and then something like that. There may be something beyond that also. And that's femtometer. They have something called femtometer. Femtometer means what? 10 to the power of minus 15 meters. That's what is a femtometer. Now, all this is Prakriti Sambhavan. All this is part of Jagat. Vikarans gunans chaiva. Correct? And uh, then where is Purusha? You've not shown me where is Purusha. In this cosmic web, where is Purusha? If you ask, Krishna is saying, don't look for Purusha. You won't find. If you look for Purusha, you won't find. You won't find anywhere in this cosmic web. You won't find. And so he's saying that that person who experienced this entire universe from the femto to the billion light years, correct? That guy, don't look for this guy anywhere. Don't look for this Purusha. Don't say, I want to meditate on the Purusha. I will go on to the deepest recesses of the heart. I'm going to meditate. You're welcome to meditate, but even meditation will not tell you, will not make you find this Purusha. Why? Because the Swarupa of the meditator is Purusha. Meditator can meditate on something. That thing cannot be Purusha. Okay. And so don't look for Purusha anywhere. Therefore, you can never meditate on Purusha. But you can symbolize Purusha by some form, some thought, by some symbol like Omkara and meditate on Omkara. That is perfectly acceptable, good, useful also. Meditate on Akasha, expansive. Because we first come down to Purusha as the Atma, and then the next step is to say the entire universe also is Atma. That is the next step. Huge step it is. But Purusha, don't look for Purusha anywhere. That subject. Subject is the Purusha. Subject is Purusha. Object, entire universe. Anything, name it. You take it, you name it. That is Prakriti Sambhavan. Prakriti Sambhavan, Vikaranscha Gunanscha. And so that subject here he says Purushaha Sukadukhanam Bhoktritve Hetuhu Uchyate. He says this Purusha is the cause of the experiences of Sukha and Dukkha. Very interesting definition. This definition you won't find that often. Because you won't find it that often. You know why? Because experience also is a vikara. To say I had a good experience now, some vikara has to have happened in my mind. Previously, that experience was not there. Now I got this experience. Therefore, I had a good experience. That means vikara. Mind is able to undergo some transformation only then. And then you look at the transformation and you say, I had a good experience. It tasted very good. I enjoyed the show by the children of Chinmaya Mission who came here. I enjoyed the show. Means what? Previously, that enjoyment was not there. Now, for some time, that enjoyment is there. That means what? Mind is constantly changing. And so, also I know that simply enjoying gross objects is really not the purpose of life. Dharma is so important. And that dharma also gives me ananda, correct? Dharma gives me so much ananda. I brought a child up for so many years with my own hands. And the joy of seeing the child who's now an adult, also who has children now, gives me joy. That child doesn't have to call me, doesn't have to say, thank you, mom, thank you, dad. All that is not needed without any saying, I don't need any thanks for all these things. I'm happy. I'm happy that I was put in that situation. Even though there was a lot of struggle from day one, it was a struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle. So many traumatic things have happened. Still, I'm happy now. How? So many traumatic things have happened, and how can I be happy with all this? That is because it is dharma. Correct? That is the beauty of dharma. It can give me that ananda, which has nothing to do with this Rasagulla ananda. Okay, I know that very well. Therefore, I can say, I can begin to appreciate that something, if you stretch this Dharmananda further and further, that Purushananda, I can appreciate. That is why Dharma is so important in the Shastra. That is why we can't say this is philosophy. You can't ask the philosopher, hey, are you an ethical person? That dialogue, he may talk about ethics. He will have a lot to talk about ethics. But he may or may not be willing to connect ethics with his philosophy, correct? May not be willing to connect. But for us, ethics is too important. Too important. Because we've got to transcend all these gross experiences and come to dharma-based ananda, and then only come to Sachidananda. Because you are free, finally it's saying, what do I get out of all this? Well, you are free, my dear friend. That's what you get. You can just walk away and say, I'm free. right here and now. And so he's saying Purushaha Sukadukhanam Bhoktritve Hetuhu Uchyate. That Purusha is the cause of me being the Bhokta. Being the Bhokta. Interesting definition I told you, right? Purusha is not a Bhokta, really speaking. Bhokta is Purusha, but Purusha is not Bhokta. Like today in meditation, we said, role is I, but I am not the role. Role is I, because there's no role without me. The entire role is me only. But I essentially am not the role. That is why I can keep on changing roles. Okay? So, like that, here also, Prakritihi Sambhavan. Okay? Don't look for this Purusha anywhere. Hey, you can't even see your own eyes. Where are you going to look for Purusha? Have you seen your eyes? Yeah, I've seen my eyes. Every day in the morning, I see my eyes. Oh, but that's only a reflection of your eyes. It's only a reflection of your eyes. Have you seen your real eyes? Like you see this clock. Have you seen this? Like you see this glass? No, you can't even see your eyes. But do you have eyes or not? Yeah, I have eyes. How do you know you have eyes? You're not even seen your eyes and you're saying you have eyes? Yeah, but I see you right now. That is the proof that I have eyes. Ah, that is it. That is it. That is the proof. What is the proof that you have eyes? The fact that you're seeing me and hearing me and things like that, that itself is proof. Operating the pramanam itself is proof that the pramana exists. Therefore, what is the pramanam that I exist? I exist. That's it. You just have to do like this. I don't do this these days, this lifting the shoulder up. In America and Canada, they do it all the time. I don't know. Very interesting. I've not done it for a long time actually. In India, they don't do this. In America, for every little thing, they do like. But some problem is that some no problem do you have? No, it's not a nerve problem. Oh no, I said periodically you're doing like this. So I thought you had it. Okay, that's fine. Good. So anyway, so therefore, that's what this Purusha is. This Purusha is like that. And the subject does not require any proof at all. And so much study, so much analysis, so much tantra, so much logic, nyaya, this and that is being talked about. It won't really point to Purusha. Only indirectly it can point to Purusha because you are that Purusha. And so here, interesting way to say Purushaha Sukha Dukha Bhoktritve Heturuchyate. Let's translate the shloka. Prakriti is said to be the cause. Prakriti is said to be the cause in the creation of the physical body. In the creation of the physical body and the instruments. That is the Karya Karana, right? Karya Karana means you can change the translation accordingly. Semicolon. Purusha is said to be the cause. Purusha is said to be the cause with reference to the state of. Purusha is said to be the cause with reference to the state of being the experiencer of pleasure and pain. with reference to the state of being the experiencer of pleasure and pain. Prakriti is said to be the cause in the creation of the physical body and the instruments. Purusha is said to be the cause with reference to the state of being the experiencer of pleasure and pain. Okay, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.